Hey guys, welcome to video number 2, the kitchen table stamper Mary Moose. Have a Hoot Stamp a Stack. We are working on design number 2 of our Mary Moose. Here's our Have a Hoot alternative. Same kit makes either of these cards. Our class is entirely free and it's on the blog. If you missed card number 1, there's links below so that you can see each of the videos in order of the series. This is our class packet. It's available for purchase at kitchentablestamper.com/shop while supplies last. All right, so here's our card. We've already cut all of our designer series paper ahead of time. Our designer series paper for this card is 2 3/4 by 4 inches, and the kit will come with enough designer series paper to make 2 each of all 4 designs. So 1, 2, here's design number 3 and number 4. Kit will make 8 cards with envelopes and leave you with enough of this fancy designer series paper to keep on crafting. I'm going to grab my card kit. You can see that we've got card base and all of the elements for you in the kit. If you're just following along with the class, I'll go through and all the measurements with you, and there's a printable project sheet so you can cut your own kits. We're starting here with a crumb cake card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4, and we're going to apply this lovely buffalo check background. You can mix and match your backgrounds. In this class, I've used the buffalo check, the birch background, and I've used the Peaceful Boughs stamp set. I really did mix it up. Use whatever you have that you like. Got soft suede Stampin' Pad here, and I'm going to ink up my background stamp. Apply this cozy background to the crumb cake card. I think buffalo check is perfect for moose in a pine forest. I'm gonna drop my card base right up on top. Got a piece of Stampin' Up small grid paper here, and now we'll just burnish and transfer that pattern onto our card. Make sure you get the center. That's why I like this method. And there's our cozy flannel plaid. Isn't that great? I've got designer series paper, and I'm just gonna go right into my kit here. This is 1 1/4 by 4 inches, and we've embossed it already with the Pinewood Planks embossing folder. Got a little woodsy texture on that very vanilla strip. Let's adhere these to our card base. I'm going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to run a bead of glue down the left side of my Pinewood Plank embossed vanilla, and then I'm going to adhere it to the back of my designer series paper, maybe about 1/2 inch showing, 3/4 tops. Burnish that down. And then we can put this guy right on our card front. I got a great idea. Let's make sure the card opens the right direction before we glue it to our card base. It's lovely. All right, now back to my stamping here. Going to grab a couple of things from the kit. This is very vanilla, and it's a 2 3/8 inch square, and then crumb cake. And we cut this crumb cake square using the Stitched Shapes dies. It's this 2 5/8 largest Stitched Shapes square. You can go ahead and adhere the crumb cake to the card, but we need to stamp the vanilla one first. So hold on to the vanilla. I'll grab my Stampin' Pierce mat and my little grid paper again. Let's protect our surface. I've got Poppy Parade soft suede. And let's get some garden green. Got that lovely pine tree from our Merry Moose stamp set. I'm gonna stamp that in the background for our moose. Gotta put him in a pine forest. We can set that aside for just a minute. Got a very vanilla tag and a crumb cake tag. You'll cut these from scraps using the Ornate Frames dies, this long skinny one. I love Have a Cozy Christmas. We're gonna go ahead and stamp that on our tag, little loop for the thread on the right hand side and the greeting all the way to the left. Oh, I hope my head isn't in the camera. Such a cutie. Now, same scraps like we had in the other kit, Poppy Parade and Berry Vanilla. Let's go ahead and make a little scarf for our Have a Cozy Christmas moose. And a little hat for our Have a Cozy Christmas moose. We have one last little bit of stamping to do. So back to that half a sheet of crumb cake from your kit. We're gonna stamp ourselves a moose and punch it out. We're gonna use soft suede on crumb cake. This kit makes 8 cards, so feel free to do all your scarves and hats and moose all at one time. For the sake of the video, I'll do it each time. But when I stamp the original Stamp-A-Stack, I do all the stages at one time. I do all 8 moose and all 8 scarves and all 4 hats and all 8 backgrounds. I really do Stamp-A-Stack kind of assembly line style. Let's punch out our little moose and get him dressed. He's cute, isn't he? We need a little dark Poppy Parade marker. I'm gonna do a quick little fussy cut here. Cut out our hat and scarf. Dress our moose. Got multi-purpose liquid glue to play with my moosey paper dolls here. A little bit on the scarf and on the brim of the hat. Little dab is all you need. Pop that right on his head and let's get him dimensionals. I can't resist a popped up moose. So I got a little shred here that I took off the edge of the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. It's got a nice wide edge that makes perfect leg dimensionals for our moose. All right, let's finish up our card here. We're gonna bring that Very Vanilla square with the pine tree. We'll pop that on inside the stitches. I love that little stitch detail around the frame. We cut ahead of time for you for the kit, this bow. It's from this awesome, beautiful bows die set. It's the kind of medium branch with 3 branches on it. And we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue on the stem, but then I'm gonna pop some half dimensionals just randomly kind of at the edge of the bows, kind of out on the ends. It'll just lift them the tiniest bit onto our card. Make sure that you don't go over the edge. Get that guy in there. Have a Cozy Christmas. It's gonna get a little multi-purpose liquid glue on back. Adhere to the craft. Got a little mat. And we can adhere those guys to the card with some multi-purpose liquid glue. Got our moose all sticky here. Add him in. Just kind of walking through the scene. Now let's embellish. In the kit, you've got some of these little sequin snowflakes and some braided linen trim. Let's tie a little bow with the braided linen trim. It's underneath the moose's feet, so it's got to be kind of tiny. Cut that away from the card. little sequins. This time we're going to use the frosty white ones. Grab a little mini glue dot and adhere that bow right on the tag. And sequins, I like to bring them kind of like they're fluttering down. I start on the left and I kind of move diagonal to the right. This time I've got 6 little snowflakes and I'm going to put them in the branches. I think that looks pretty cool to have them kind of tucked in. There's our Have a Cozy Christmas card. Isn't he so cozy? I love it. All right, there is card number 2. And let's bring back our variation. Here's our alternate inspiration, our Have a Cozy Christmas, Have a Hoot card. All right, if you guys have any questions about the Stamp Stack class, about the Kitchen Table Stamper Mary Moose, Have a Hoot Stamp a Stack class packet, or if there's anything I can do to help you stay crafty, email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. To shop Stampin' Up 24/7, buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. And I'll see you in video number 3, where we'll tackle this design in our Stamp a Stack. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.